I'm making Goan Pork Kebabs with a lovely cooling beetroot salsa. So we're going to use pork because we're making a traditional Goan dish. We need to start by making the marinade. So all you need to do with most marinades is you'd add yogurt, a couple of tablespoons of yogurt. Thick Greek yogurt is perfect because the thicker the better, because it'll actually stick to the pork better. Red wine vinegar, which is traditional to use in that region of India in Goa. They use red wine vinegar in that region purely because they actually used to have to pickle the pork many years ago. So that'll give it its traditional keynote flavour. And Patak's Vindaloo paste. And as you know, Vindaloo, very, very fiery dish. So if you prefer things a little less spicy, then just use a tikka paste instead. And then we're just going to give that a good stir. And then we're actually going to add our pork and leave it to marinade. Ideally, if you can leave it to marinade overnight, it's better. We're using pork loin, a very nice cut of pork, available in most supermarkets. And if you go to the butcher, he'll actually cut it for you and take off any fat. I've soaked my skewers for about 30 minutes. I'm using wooden skewers. If you've got metal skewers, use metal skewers, it's fine. And because I don't want any of my kebab to actually fall off my skewer, I'm actually going to pop a red chilli on there because it's fantastic for colour if you're actually presenting this anywhere. So thread a pineapple first. The reason why we soaked our skewers, then red onion, is so that they don't actually burn on the barbecue or on the griddle or under the grill. Pork. Now you can see my pork's actually quite large. So this will actually take about 20 minutes to cook. And then just to finish, another red chilli. And then I've actually got 3 more ready to go. Just pop them on the griddle. If you don't have a griddle at home, you can use the grill. You can even pop them in the oven if you didn't want to use the grill. Don't turn them over for the first 5 minutes. You want them to get a lovely grill marks. We're going to be serving this with a beetroot salsa using brinjal pickle, Patak's brinjal pickle, which actually is an eggplant pickle. Now this is actually quite sweet. It's got lovely flavours of coriander seeds, so it's got a lot of texture. And we're going to use a lime just to make that a little bit more of a marinade. If you've got lemon, use lemon, that's fine. Give it a stir. And then in a mixing bowl, we need to add a handful of watercress, some beetroot, some cherry tomatoes I've just quartered, and some spring onions, which I've just roughly chopped. Give it a bit of a stir just to mix them together a little bit, and then just stir in that brinjal pickle marinade you just made earlier. Give it a good stir together, and that's all you need to do for the beetroot salsa. The kebab should be caramelised on all sides when they're cooked through. And just serve 2 kebabs with a spoon of beetroot salsa on the side for a perfect Goan evening.